Hello, and welcome to the ScrubPod podcast, a hypothetical talk show where I talk to my pod of scrubs and learn why they are the way they are. I'm your host, Andy, and today I am joined by the Tom Brady of useless sports trivia and the Saquon Barkley of running red lights. It's Aidan.
Oh, God. I don't know if I love that, but hey, hello.
I love it.
I do love useless sports trivia, and once in my life I have been known to run a red light. So,
oh, you heard that? Cops, get him.
It was in front of a cop. Actually, he did nothing. Welcome to Rochester.
Maybe he was colorblind.
Maybe.
Like I would think more colorblind people would be getting away with like running red lights because if you just say you're red, green, colorblind.
I feel like there's at least one argument against that, but I'm with the concept.
Listen, if you can't figure out an argument against it, I'm just going to start telling people I'm colorblind.
I am not a cop. Mm-hmm. I didn't say anything, so...
you admitted to running a red light.
I will not speak without my lawyer.
I am your lawyer, sorry. It's, I'm your lawyer. I'm going to make sure you get 30 years in Alcatraz.
Dude! I think I could do that. I'm not going to lie. I'm not afraid of Alcatraz. I've been there once. I've seen the photos. I've walked through it. Got nothing on me. I could escape.
What about 5 years in alligator Alcatraz?
I think that would actually do a lot worse on me, particularly because I hate Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And anything hot. Alcatraz is at the very least cold.
Honestly, I'm a fan of alligators. I think I could handle that well.
I feel like you would be able to beat an alligator in a fight. Like not even like Steve Irwin type thing, like just straight up boxing match, alligator. Like you got the gloves, alligators got the gloves. You're winning that 10 times out of 10. How are they going to punch? They don't know how.
All right, I figured out my next tattoo now. That's
an alligator with boxing gloves.
Yeah, like the alligator in the in like the 1812s. Like put them up. I forget. There's a name
with a crazy handlebar mustache.
Oh yeah. He's wearing a sailor cap.
Dang, I wish I had that idea now.
We could have matching tattoos.
I do need to get a tattoo that just I need an Andy vibe tattoo.
Yeah.
Just something weird.
Tell you what, I'll give you 1 year, and if you don't get the crocodile boxing, I'm gonna get it.
Deal. I do think it is more you though, so I'll come back to that. I'll come back to that after a little bit of thought.
Listen, I'll think of another idea. That's fine. That's the thing with ideas. There's infinite.
My upstairs neighbors are being quite loud. I can't tell if they are rocking the bed or if something else is squeaking, but
it's all good. But listeners, this is actually a very special episode. This is the first time I'm recording with someone that isn't in the room with me, recording on Zoom and each recording audio. So if you hear anything out of the ordinary, remember this is still episode 8, I believe. So you can save your judgment for episode 27.
My favorite concept about this, now that I'm realizing all the possibilities, is that I could mute myself on Zoom and keep recording without you. I could just usurp your podcast.
You really could, but just no.
I'm not going to.
I'm gonna mute. I can mute myself, and then I can not record a podcast, but instead go to wherever I could record your podcast. How about that?
Actually, funny story about that. I do not currently have a podcast, but I do. As you know, I work in a kitchen, and there's a lot of interesting characters there. And we just hired this guy from Florida who does not speak at all. He's 21 years old. He is very stoic, doesn't joke, doesn't talk, doesn't smile. Middle of the rush yesterday, I was cooking. He was cooking. He puts down his spatula, turns to me. There's 8 orders on his screen. He goes, "Aidan, I think we'd make a really good podcast." And I said, "Wesley, why do you think that is?" And he just kind of went into why he thinks the two of us would do a great podcast. And now I think I might be roped into doing a podcast with one of my coworkers who doesn't talk.
I think that was racial profiling.
No. Oh, of me.
Yeah. You were getting racial profiled there.
I am the white boy. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, right. This is an audio only thing. They don't know what you look like. Aidan is white with
I am 6 feet
beautiful
tall.
Hair.
I'm 6 feet tall. I have beautiful hair. and I have like a 14 pack of abs. It's
He
very
has the Joe Swanson chin.
I don't know what that means. I'm
Oh,
not
the
going to look
type
it
of
up
chin
either.
you have. Yeah, if you look it up, I
Great.
think you'll. If you look it up, I think you're gonna hate yourself. Sorry.
Yeah.
I
That's
told.
like an extreme butt chin.
Yeah. Hey, ass face.
Um, I was looking on the ground while you were saying that and found a book that I have. Apparently, it's called The Untamed Wife of Lewis Scott, The Gift of Glory. I don't know
Ooh.
why I have this. I do believe it is like 1950s smut. So there's a little glimpse into my life.
Yeah, you know what I found on my desk?
What?
Magic the Gathering cards, because this is a Magic the Gathering
Hey,
podcast where
I
we're gonna
forgot.
talk about Magic the Gathering. So,
My bad.
pretty soon, Avatar: The Last Airbender, the cartoon, is getting turned into the cardboard. And you can finally play with Aang, Sokka, Katara, Toph, Cabbage Man, all the little guys.
There's a
all the
Cabbage Man
fun.
card. No,
It's
sorry, I didn't
broken,
mean to
yeah.
interrupt you.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no. So we're just gonna run. You're someone that loves Avatar. From my personal memory of very beautiful nights where we spent hours just talking about Avatar. And so I'm gonna ask you just a couple of questions about Avatar, and we're just gonna talk about Avatar for an hour, hopefully an hour, maybe 3.
Yeah.
Who knows? All right. First question about Avatar is how funny is it that the mineral was named unobtainium?
Dude, you can try this one on me all you want. I watched both of those movies like a week ago because my best friend from work is obsessed with them and she won't stop talking about them and she wants me to watch the third movie with her.
The third movie's gonna be so good.
So I have been binging the 2 movies.
Mm-hmm.
I've watched them multiple times to get up to date on all of the lore. And it is stupid because that's not how science would have worked in that situation, dude. If you discover a new mineral, first of all, if you obtain it, you can't call it unobtainium. That's stupid. Second of all, that you don't just name it unobtainium. That's not how that works. Anyway, that's blue people.
Yeah, so Appa Loyal Steed is for white for a bison ally.
I have been looking through the cards. It's crazy to me that they haven't done an Avatar collab until now because obviously they are like different brands and the mechanics of Magic the Gathering like don't fit into the Avatar world, but like at the end of the day it's an elemental like power TV show. It's got 4 elements that they use in Magic the Gathering. It just kind of it works so well, and also the art style does fit so seamlessly into it. I've looked at all the cards, and it just none of them look like out of place. Whereas like kind of the Spider-Man ones or some other ones they've done, just they don't look right.
Yeah, it's weird seeing New York City next to my next to my dragons. But when it comes to Avatar, it's a fantasy world first and foremost. And
Yes.
it's perfect for that. It fits the vibe perfectly. It's similar to like sets in Magic like Kamigawa or the Portal series, which Portal is based off of the War of Three Kingdoms, so I guess that's technically a Universes Beyond. The thing with Universes Beyond is that they annoy everyone until it's one that they love, and I love Avatar so much. It is one of my favorite shows, my go-to comfort show. I watched it live when I was a wee little Nickelodeon, and I watch it to this day. I watched it for a billionth time, like sometime during last year. I got my parents into it during COVID.
You got me into it during COVID.
I did.
I mean,
Yeah.
I did not. I was not a TV show kid. I had always seen like images, like I knew what Avatar: The Last Airbender was, but honestly, most of my knowledge came from the fact that there was a live action movie that people hated
Mm-hmm.
for most of my childhood. And during COVID, I was really bored, and you always were talking about it. So I was like, okay, maybe I'll give this a shot.
Mm-hmm.
And oh my God, it is incredible.
Yeah,
I fell in love with it. It's so much fun.
yeah. It's been hard right now because a bunch of Magic players that are in like their mid 30s have been tweeting about like, yeah, I tried getting into Avatar, but it wasn't that good. And I'm like, God damn it,
They don't get it.
they don't get it.
I also think I I have this experience a lot because of just like the things I didn't watch or read or see when I was a kid. But there's something so special about a piece of media that is enjoyable both for a kid and for an adult.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you're not in getting any sense of enjoyment out of Avatar, you just don't, don't have a sense of whimsy. You don't have a sense of
Yeah,
fun. Uh, you know, it's got those heartfelt moments. It's got those like deeply dramatic things. It's got things that they probably should not be showing on kid shows. But it also is whimsical and fun and silly and goofy.
yeah. And people were saying some frankly BS about like, oh, I don't like shows where you have to like get through the first season before it gets good, because that's what people have been saying. And the first season's great. The pilot,
The
the
first
first two
season is
episodes,
great.
first two episodes are great. Southern Answerable, Kyoshi Warriors, King of Omashu,
The Kyoshi Warriors
Jet,
is great.
the Spirit World, the one with Heibai, that panda.
Yes, yes.
Blue Spirit might be one is up there. We're going to talk about so much about Avatar,
I
but
I do understand from an outsider's perspective, it's a different show. It's not what I was expecting at all, especially those first handful of episodes, because as you get later on in the series, the episodes you can really track the chronology between them. But those
mhm.
first handful of episodes, I don't know how they were made. I don't know if it was a pilot and a handful and then the rest of the season came later or what. But it really
Yeah,
does feel like at first they're just a bunch of standalone ones that feature the same group of people going from place to place to place. They don't feel connected to me.
yeah,
It does
because
feel a little disjointed.
it's because Avatar is a cartoon for kids, and so it was very hard for a time. It was revolutionary for the time because it was one of the first animated like kid shows on like Nickelodeon on like a mainstream cable network to actually have like a storyline associated with it. And so
Yeah.
it was aimed for kids. Like it wasn't like adults could watch it, but it was marketed towards kids, especially in that first season. So that's why a lot of the episodes are all self-contained and episodic. A lot of episodes in season one, I consider it like the Saturday morning cartoon.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's because that's just what it is. It's
But I do think by the end of season one and then into season two and three, they really pick up and understand the season long format. And I think that's what makes it so good as it goes on. It's that you're not just watching episode one, episode two, episode three. You're watching like a long story arc where they're just doing things in each episode.
exactly. You're
It's not a
seeing where they
sitcom.
go. It's not. It's pretty fun. But
Yeah.
I have a game for you,
Okay.
Aidan.
Oh, please.
We're gonna play this game a couple of times until we eventually get sidetracked. But
Great.
I'm gonna read you what a card does, a named character, or I might just pick, or it's something you should know from Avatar, like a character you
Okay.
should know from Avatar, and you have to
Oh
guess what the
God.
character is. I'll start off with an easy one, okay?
Okay.
It's a 3/2 with flying. When this creature enters, airbend up to one other target non-land permanent. Whenever you cast a lesson, this creature gains lifelink until end of turn.
My assumption there is that's Appa.
I'll read you the creature
Or
type. It's a human avatar ally.
okay, yeah, moving on. I overthought that one a little bit.
hmm
See, you said I obviously understand Magic and how it's played.
hmm
Um, you said creature, and instead of thinking, oh yeah, anything, I thought animal.
No, it's creature as in the like the dirty bisexual gremlin
Yeah.
as well. or in
Well,
this case, 12-year-old.
all right, starting off weak, but we're gonna bounce back, and I will probably mess up at least one of these.
But what I love about this set is that uh, they've done a really good job of showcasing multiple characters because we have multiple Aang cards. But this is Aang at the very beginning of the show. He's mono white. And then as we get on later into like the set list, you also have a 3-color Aang. That's him mastering water bending. Another 3-color Aang, but this one's mastering earth bending. And then you have a multicolored, like a 5-color one, or a 4-color. Is he 4-color?
I saw the 4 color,
Yeah,
the
it's
4-color
4-color
one,
that turns into 5-color, and that's his final stage.
That is pretty cool.
I think it's really cool that there's like a shift in this thing. Aang at the crossroads, Aang Swift Savior.
I'm also looking at the cabbage merchant, and you are right, entirely broken. Wow.
Yeah.
Especially if you have like any sort of banishment kind of mechanic built in, like the one deck that I always play with.
It's 2 mana. Whenever a creature enters, create a food token. Whenever you sacrifice a food, you may search your library for a basic land card and put it onto the battlefield tapped. If you search your library this way, let this creature on the bottom of its owner's library and then shuffle. Is that the right one we're looking at? Or is there another?
Yeah.
There's another cabbage
No,
merchant.
That's the only one I saw. Maybe I missed it.
No, but that one's still really good. Yeah.
I mean, every time when it enters, you get the food token. You tap it for 3 life and a tapped land, and then if you have like the one deck I use, that the Raynar the Ever Watchful, I love that deck. I can't say enough good things about it. You got me that one, and it's so good. Just any sort of thing that would pull it out of the battlefield and put it back in. If you can do that multiple times, then you can have just a nearly unlimited life supply, theoretically.
But there's another cabbage merchant that's in like a supplemental product called the Cabbage Merchant. It's a legendary 2/2. Whenever an opponent casts a non-creature spell, you create a food. Whenever a creature deals combat damage to you, you sacrifice a food. And you can tap 2 untapped foods you control to add 1 mana of any color.
Yeah, that does seem a little broken, right?
Yeah, that one's the one I was thinking of. That one's just
so that's not in the main deck.
That's not in the main set. That's in a supplemental set. It's part of Jumpstart, which I've played Jumpstart a lot. I've played it with you, I'm pretty sure. I had a little Jumpstart
I think we did it once, yeah.
That one's really fun because it's just you get 2 packs, you buy them, and then you shuffle the 2 together into a ready to play deck. And you play them against other ready to play decks. So there's Avatar Jumpstart, which is a great way to get your Avatar friends into learning how to play Magic. I'm going to give you another creature now to guess.
Yes, sir.
3/2 legendary human performer with prowess. When this creature attacks, you may pay 1. When you do, target creature can't block this turn.
I don't know. What exactly is prowess? What's that the term for?
It's whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn.
And when they attack, the target creature can't block?
You may pay 1. It's as if to stun it almost. Or to block its chi.
Oh my god. I'm having an aneurysm, Andy.
An aneurysm?
Oh my god. Is that the
You just have to describe the character, and I'll give it to you.
Yeah, I know. Oh my god. The monk that guides Aang through the end of the 3rd season. Am I thinking of the right character?
No, it's not Monk Gyatso.
That is what I was thinking of, at least.
And it's the 2nd season, but okay.
Well, and this is why I said it was a risk bringing me on for this one.
Yeah. Well, this was every one of my elementary and middle school friends and I's crushes. It's Ty Lee, Artful Acrobat.
I don't think I would have gotten there, although I do think I probably should have known that.
Yeah, it was a little harder one. That's more. She's a
fringe. She's a niche character. Yeah,
she's a niche character. I'll give you that. All right, let me see here. Let me find a less niche character. It's hard for me to figure out what's niche and what's not because everything to me is. I know this show so well.
I mean, as I've looked through the cards, everything I've seen, I've been like, oh yeah, I remember this stuff. But
Yeah.
then you say, hey, remember the otter penguin? I'm gonna be like,
Mhm.
no.
I can never forget the otter penguin. All right. This creature is a 4/3 human noble with firebending 2. So whenever this creature attacks, you add 2 red mana. This mana lasts until end of combat. It also has when this creature attacks, you lose 1 life and create a clue token.
My instinct is telling me that that is Uncle Iroh.
Can I tell you to not trust your instincts?
Um, you could.
That's your hint. Don't trust your instincts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it a Fire Nation someone?
Yes.
Zuko? I mean,
No.
I feel like he would have a more
No.
specific.
This is Azula.
Really, I also felt like she would have just had like a more specific power. I don't know.
Well, they do, but this because this is specifically Azula on the hunt when she is looking for Avatar.
Got
When
it.
she's riding like those lizard things and tracking down Appa.
Yeah, that that lizard thing. Side note, terrified me as a child.
I love that so much. 5/5, human noble ally. Ally.
Li
It costs 3 green, blue, red
green,
with
blue, and red. Okay.
with firebending 2. During your turn, each non-lesson instant and sorcery card in your graveyard has flashback. The flashback cost is equal to that card's mana cost. During your turn, each lesson card in your graveyard has flashback for 1 generic.
I think you're trying to get me to do. I think you're trying to get me to overthink myself. Is this Iroh?
This is Iroh, yes. I'm not trying to get you to overthink. You're doing that to yourself.
Yeah, I know. I thought you were trying to do a little gotcha and be like, oh, he just guessed Iroh. Let's do Iroh, and then I'm gonna be like, that sounds like Iroh, but so I'm not gonna guess it because why would Andy do that? That's too obvious. And then I forget that not every game is to win. Some games are just to have fun.
Yeah, this game is more to start a conversation.
Yeah.
All right, next one. For 1 red and white, when this creature enters, create a food token. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may have target opponent gain control of target permanent you control. When you do, create a 1/1 white ally creature token. Put a +1/+1 counter on that token for each permanent you own and that your opponent controls. Stop pointing at me like you know the answer.
I know this one because when I was looking it up earlier, this is one of the cards that came up. It's Iroh, but like with the T.
Yeah, he's making tea. Exactly.
That was one of the ones that came up when I looked up the set earlier. Because he's so cute in his little robe and his beard and things.
I'm gonna move on to some harder ones.
Okay, you're probably just gonna start. There's a lot of side characters in this show that I do not remember.
All right. This one you should know though.
Okay.
For 1 blue, red, white, human warrior ally, 3/3 with menace and prowess. Menace means it can only be blocked by 2 or more creatures. Other allies you control have menace and prowess. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create a 1/1 white ally creature token.
I don't know. Blue, red, white. Does this necessarily translate to this character's affiliation?
Not necessarily, but like a lot of these are kind of like 1-for-1. Yeah, you can expect earthbenders to have more green, waterbenders to have more white, blue, airbenders have white, firebenders to be red. Black is kind of a weird outlier because there's no like element directly to that. So
it makes sense.
So a lot of stuff is just kind of things, but I'll give you a hint. This character is not a bender.
Is it Sokka?
It is Sokka. It's Sokka, tenacious tactician.
Is also getting me to wonder, are characters from Legend of Korra in this at all?
No, not now.
Okay.
I would love it, but personally, after coming off of all the hatred that we got from Spider-Man and people being upset about playing Magic in New York City, and how people are upset that we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles coming out next April, we're going back to New York City. I think we're going to take a break from fake New York City. If not, we'll go to Capenna, but I could expect like a secret layer or something like that. Something fun.
Uh, Hold up. Do they have a the boulder card?
Of course they have the boulder.
Thank God. What is his thing?
The boulder ready to rumble. Is a 4/4 for 4. Whenever the boulder attacks, Earthbend X, where X is the number of creatures you control with power 4 or greater. So Earthbending is target land you control becomes a 0/0 creature with haste. That's still a land. Put X plus counters on it.
That's cool.
When it dies, or is exiled, return it to the battlefield tapped.
That's pretty fun.
This is a mechanic I'm really excited about because it's the worst thing about having lands turn into creatures is the fact that you can now use your creature removal on your opponent's lands or on my lands. So like
True.
Your lightning bolt could never go to your land, but now my lightning bolt could go to my land. And we've seen like lands become creatures before numerous times, but now there's like insurance on it, which is really sick. This is a very I don't want to call it a new player mechanic because I'm really excited about this. I'm really excited because it's going to be very fun to just break it because I could like, oh, what if I sacrifice my own lands?
Do they have different bending abilities for each of the 4, I'm assuming, or
Yes.
is it all the same, or all the...
It's all different. Earthbending is creating lands into creatures. Firebending we
Cool.
talked about earlier. That one is when a creature attacks, it's Firebending X, and when it attacks, you get X red mana that lasts until the end of combat. So you get more mana. Airbend is you exile a target, and while it's exiled, its owner may cast it for 2 generic mana rather than its mana cost. So you can either
that's the airbending.
That's airbending. So it's either you're pushing your opponent, pushing things out of the way, or you're like maneuvering yourself out of harm's way.
That
you're
is
leaving
cool.
the battlefield for a little bit.
And
It's very flavorful.
yeah.
That's my favorite mechanic from the set, just because I love it's going to trigger blink effects and enter the battlefield over and over again. I think that's very fun. And waterbending is an additional cost. So I'm going to read the Benevolent River Spirit,
Okay.
which is a 4/5 spirit, which has an additional cost to cast a spell, Waterbend 5. While paying a waterbending cost, you can tap your artifacts and creatures to help. Each one pays for 1 generic.
That is cool. So waterbending can be every waterbending power, so to speak, is different.
Yes. Like Geyser Leaper, which is a 4/3, has flying and water and has an activated ability of Waterbend 4. So draw a card, then discard a card. So you can either pay 4 mana to draw and discard a card, or you could pay 2 mana, tap 2 creatures, tap 4 artifacts, like 4 treasures or 4 food that you just happen to make. And it's like improvise and convoke, which are 2 mechanics, got married and had a baby. Like it's just it's a very cool effect. I like it.
It's cool. Again, it goes back into what I was saying earlier about how it's kind of surprising how long it took them to do this collab in my mind, because it fits so seamlessly in. Like you have to come up with a couple different mechanics and whatnot, but at the end of the day,
it fits really well.
They work.
Like, one of the main gripes that Spider-Man got, and I'm comparing the set a lot to Spider-Man because that's the last set to come out. And this one, Spider-Man had less time and effort behind it because it was going to be like a very small set. But then people were like, the last small set we did, no one bought, so make it a bigger set. And they just had to put in a bunch of cards. And they just didn't fit.
Yeah,
Here, everything fits. There was a lot more thought put behind everything. The art
There's
is
also
really... Yeah.
they also all the card, or there's a lot of like not quite inside jokes, but like there's the fan service in a lot of these cards and the things they chose, like the fact that they include the cabbage guy, they have the secret tunnel, they have the boulder. I'm looking at one right now. They have the it'll quench ya card.
It'll quench.
It's
Have you seen
it's
Sokka's
so
haiku?
funny. No.
It's my new favorite. It's one of my favorite cards. Don't look it up. Let me read it to you, okay?
Okay.
It's Sokka's haiku for 3 blue, for an instant lesson. Counter target spell. Draw a card, then mill 3 cards. Untap target land.
And it's in a haiku.
It's a haiku. It's an actual haiku.
It's so creative.
It's a haiku. Draw cards, untap things, mill 3 cards. It's 5 mana, which is a lot, but it's also doing a lot, and it's just funny.
Yeah.
And,
It does 3 things.
Yeah, it's funny. I was like getting an Avatar mood, and so every now and then I'll treat myself to making myself a cocktail, and claim it's because I'm doing podcast research. And I was like, I want to make an Avatar themed cocktail, and I made what I called cactus juice, and it was the quenchiest. It was delicious. It knocked me on my ass though.
I feel like most of your cocktails usually do. You introduced me to Long Island iced teas, by the way. I think you knew that.
I did know that. I'm a big fan of that.
You were the first one to ever make me one, and then when we lived together, you just kept all of the ingredients in our fridge, which may be a little concerning in hindsight.
Listen,
not just for you.
Somehow. Listen, we were.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that for you.
Yeah. Listen, all I'm saying is a lot of people we knew in college were drinking incorrectly. We were.
This is true.
The scene, you know. But my cactus of cocktail juice is tequila, Midori, triple sec, and Sprite. So it's melon liqueur. Or actually, I ran out of room, so I didn't put any Sprite in it. But it didn't need it though.
So
it was pretty sweet already. But I was gonna add Sprite, but it was so delicious.
I'm gonna order that next time I go to a bar, and I'm gonna get promptly kicked out.
Hey, bars won't kick you out for bad drinks. We'll judge you.
Not the bar that I go to. They kick me out because they don't like me. I got banned there 3 times.
Oh damn!
I just come back in wearing like progressively more absurd Groucho Marx glasses. They don't like Marx.
That's me with this coffee shop I go to that's run by this very this is not a bit, by the way. There's a coffee shop I go to every now and then that's run by a very snobby what's the country? It's where Transylvania is.
Serbia.
No, not
Yugoslavia.
Serbia. Not Yugoslavia. It's next to Hungary.
Romania.
Thank you. Yeah, there's like a very snobbish coffee nerd from Romania that keeps kicking me out because I keep asking for my lattes with vanilla syrup in it. Because I get a vanilla latte. Like
that does seem like do they offer vanilla syrup?
They have it.
Then why? No, yeah, that is dumb.
Yeah, he kicks me out every time.
Something.
No, it's becoming like a thing now because I know like he gets busy, so I know he has no idea how to remember me because I also changed my hair color a lot. And so I just go in with a different hair color. He doesn't recognize me. And then as soon as I order, can I get a vanilla latte? He goes, you!
Out!
He makes me the coffee and then gets me out. And then shoots me out.
Oh, hey, at least take your service.
Exactly. Love that guy.
Do you just keep going back to piss him off? Does he find it funny at all? Or is it genuine anger?
It's never genuine anger because he actually makes the drinks for me. But he doesn't want me to stay too long. But
he doesn't want you polluting the vibes.
He doesn't want me polluting the vibes.
That's a good one. Sorry, my watch keeps glinting on my dresser, and I keep thinking I'm just seeing things.
Oh yeah, you're distracted by shiny objects?
Yeah, we know that.
Is there any character who's your favorite character in Avatar? And then we're gonna talk about whether or not that card is like accurate to the character, you know?
Well, I do think it's kind of lame, but I was always just a really big Sokka fan because I love how he develops throughout the show. How, at the beginning, he's just so much of an asshole. And as he goes on, he not only does he get stronger and a better fighter, but he also learns the value of friendship, but like actually.
Yeah.
He's there as comedic relief at first, and he becomes like a fully fledged character by the end of the show.
Yeah, he becomes a fully fledged character by episode 4. Like with the Kyoshi Warriors.
Honestly, yeah.
Like he's great character development. Have you watched Buffy the Vampire Slayer by any chance?
I have not.
Okay, so Buffy the Vampire Slayer is an amazing show. I highly recommend it to everyone, except there's one problem. Season 1, it's very similar to Avatar in that it starts off with like an iconic trio that goes around like their day-to-day adventures. And it's very similar. There's like the protagonist that's destined to save the world. the friend that's on like a character that's like trying to help her but knows she can't live up to that power, so she's trying to help in other ways. In this case, it's her name is Willow, so she's learning magic, like she becomes a witch.
So she's gathering some.
She's gathering spells, and they have a comic relief character named Xander, and Xander's an asswipe. Like, he is a total bitch of a character. He is, in case you're wondering how bad this guy is, he's a Joss Whedon fill-in.
Oh, yeah.
And the show is created by Joss Whedon, so he thinks he's like the best character ever, but he's like just so annoying and full of shit.
Yeah.
And if you watch him in the pilot episode, that's exactly how he is in the series finale. He does not grow. He does not change. Everyone else changes. All the character in a show where, because Buffy the Vampire Slayer is like Avatar, where the characters really make the show, bring it up so many more levels.
Yeah.
But he's like the one thing that's holding it back. If they just made Xander likable, I would have no contest that Buffy the Vampire Slayer would be the greatest show of all time. Buffy
or
the Vampire
even, from what you're saying, not even just likable, just show progression.
Yeah.
Show a character growth or character change.
Yeah. He does not change. And I don't expect Joss Whedon to have self-reflection.
Yeah.
And be able to articulate that in a nuanced character. Instead, he just has zingers.
No, it was very nice to me watching Sokka go from like it leads back to wondering how and when this show was made. Was the plan for Sokka to kind of be that comic relief, then he's almost an antagonist without actually being one, and then they realized that they had like a great character that they could build on, and they changed him and developed him to fit that? Or was this the plan all along?
I do think, just because usually you could tell how the creators of a show want to see a character go in the first 6 episodes. Yeah, that's the kind of the way that shows are picked up. It's the pilot, and then they give you 6, and then they give you 12, and then they give you the full 22. And so that's why a lot of shows are canceled after. Well, a lot of bad shows are canceled after like 6 episodes.
Checks out.
Like, they don't get syndicated, so they don't get talked about. But this show made it through because it's also animated, so it's a little bit more of a budget. So they had to have 6 really good episodes before they could keep making them.
Yeah.
But it's really cool seeing character progressions in Magic Card, because it's something that you don't get a whole lot of in one set. I've seen them over the years, but like
I was noticing that, yeah.
Like, I'm going from I'm trying to go in chronological order here, but we have Sokka, Wolf Coast Protector, which is just a 3/3 with Vigilance. That's him, episode 1. And then we got, and he's only for
I don't
white
see
mana.
that one on this list, but I trust you.
Yeah.
The 3 I have are Bold Boomeranger, Lateral Strategist, and Tenacious Tactician.
Yeah, I just put Sokka into Scryfall, and that was. I'm getting a lot more. There's also like cards like Sokka and Suki, where they're together. But looking at it, like, you have Sokka, Lateral Strategist, which is also season 1. That's him doing like that Water Tribe.
Yeah.
Ritual, rite of passage. Then you have Sokka, Bold Boomeranger, and then you have Tenacious Tactician, and he's just learning and growing, and I love that.
He's just a guy. No, that was something else I was looking at while I was looking into this set. They have a lot of there's a lot of cards that do that. They progress. There are different forms of them at different stages, and then also their saga cards. They're about lessons, they're about learning. I think that's neat, and it really fits in the theme of the show. Oh my god, it's such a cute show. I should rewatch it.
Oh, you want to talk about learning? We gotta talk about my favorite character in the show. Wan Shi Tong, Librarian. The owl spirit.
Yeah, I should have known.
For those
that
at
makes
home,
so much sense for you.
Owls are my favorite animals. I have owls tattooed on my body. But
and
even
also,
then, it's just
Wan Shi Tong is just mysterious.
He's just a mysterious little cryptid. That's how I want to behave at parties, People come to my basement and they get esoteric knowledge, and then they leave when I try and sink it and keep all my knowledge to myself, But like, it's a very powerful card. It's a mythic. It's for X blue. It's a 1/1 flash flying vigilance. So already amazing. When it enters, you put X +1/+1 counters on him, then draw half of X cards rounded down. So for 4 mana, it's a 3/3 with flash, flying, vigilance, and you draw a card. But it also has, whenever an opponent searches their library, put a +1/+1 counter on Wang Shi Tong and draw a card.
That is pretty good.
Like, that's just insane. That's a beautiful card right there. That's my beautiful baby boy.
A beautiful baby boy. Is there another Wan Shi Tong? I'm looking it up right now.
There is Wan Shi Tong All Knowing. This is from like the jump. If you're not seeing it on your screen, it's probably in the Jumpstart product because they're technically two separate sets. But Wang Shi Tong All Knowing for 5 mana 4/4 bird spirit with flying. When it enters, target non-land permanent's owner puts it into their library second from the top or on the bottom. Okay. And whenever one or more cards are put into a library from anywhere, create 2 1/1 colorless spirit creature tokens with this token can't block or be blocked by non-spirit creatures. So,
all right,
sounds fun because that one's just like it's putting in your library from anywhere, so it includes your hand. So if you can put cards from your hand back on top of your library or into your library somehow, shuffle things in. There's a lot of cards that have that effect. You get the 1/1 fox spirit basically. Like remember, he has those little fox helpers.
The only as you know, the viewers, listeners may not. The only Magic the Gathering that I have played is Commander, and I know in Commander you can't have 2 of the same card.
Yes.
Which I learned the hard way by doing that against you because no one told me.
Well, that's what I'm here. That they call me Andy Tell for a reason.
Hey, that is true. I guess you got me there. Either way, since there are a lot of cards in here that are like the same characters, there's several Sokkas, there's several Aangs, there's 2 Wan Shi Tongs, excuse me. Can you have both of them in a theoretical Commander deck?
Yes, because the way the legend rule works is that each legendary, you go based on the name, which includes like the full name. Like there's a different Wang Shi Tong Librarian is different from Wan Shi Tong All Knowing. Those are 2 separately different cards, so they are not. Even though they're both the same character presented, they're not the same card. Got it. That's different from like you're allowed to have 2 cards that do the same thing but have different names in a commander deck.
See, this is why I keep you around, because you can tell me this kind of stuff.
Exactly. Like, they're not going to have... It'd just be confusing to have, like, hey, we're going to have Wang Shi Tong Librarian and another card called Wang Shi Tong Librarian. They both have different abilities. Because that's just confusing to everyone.
I mean, it's already confusing to me, but I'm also just not smart.
Yeah. Magic's a very confusing game. I'm confused by it all the time. Like, why do I like it? I've never been able to answer that.
It is pretty fun.
It's a very fun game. It's almost as fun as... you want to know a really creepy card?
Yes.
The Secret of
it's almost
Blood.
As fun as what? You said it's almost as fun as... And then you stopped.
Yeah, it's almost as fun as controlling rats with your mind. Because we have the Secret of Bloodbending.
Bloodbending is kind of my go-to whenever someone asks me about the show that hasn't seen it. It has to be brought up because it's what sets this show apart is the fact that they're willing to touch on things like that. Any other show probably would have just left it up to the viewers to be like,
well, why don't they have done that?
Or why don't they just do this? They're like, oh no, you can do this, and we're going to show it to you, and then
it's
also
just
everyone thinks you're terrible.
Yeah, it's just messed up.
Wow, you may waterbend 10. Jesus.
Yeah. As additional cost of the cast of the spell, you may waterbend 10. You control target opponent during their next combat phase. If this spell's additional cost was paid, you control that player during their next turn instead, and then you exile it. Like, you can just control your opponent's next turn, free of charge, for 14 mana. But if you're
theoretically, what is the strategy there? Because like you can't obviously just be like, oh well, it's my turn, so I'm gonna get rid of this card.
Yeah, so controlling other people's turns is a bit of... They don't do it a lot because it's, one, very hard to do. and 2, it's very unfun to constantly play against, because the play pattern people have found as the best strategy with these types of things is to do them infinitely. So like
that makes sense.
There's like combos that let you take your opponent, control your opponent's, every one of your opponent's turn, and they'll just like, I'm just gonna draw cards until I deck myself. But it is really dependent on the board. A lot of times it's whatever you're playing against. I am someone that plays a lot of decks that care about sacrificing things.
Oh, I know.
And so
pisses me off.
Yeah, so when people take my turn and I have like they play like a sacrifice thing and just sacrifice my creatures and then sacrifice my sacrifice things. So I'm left with no board.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They play all my spells unoptimally. It's like really fun because you get to play reverse magic, where you get to play bad magic on purpose.
Yeah.
To try and screw
There's
up. There's
also something to be said for if you can control your opponent's combat, you can, attack with creatures and design it so that you can block and defeat them.
Exactly. That's the big card. The big card that we see played a lot more that takes another person's turn is a card called Emrakul the Promised End, which is a 13/13 for 13. That lets you take your opponent's next turn, and then they get an extra turn after that. But the plan is, you have a 13/13. You just swing their best creature, which is probably not a 13/13, into a 13/13, and it just dies.
Yeah, probably not a 13/13.
Yeah, it's probably not a 13/13.
Yeah, odds are most decks are not going to have that.
Yeah, so I remember I was playing a game, and someone was playing Eldrazi's, and they had an Emrakul out, and they took my turn. They also had a Sire of 7 Deaths, which has Ward, pay 7 life, meaning it can't be the target of spells or abilities unless you pay 7 life. And I'm playing a deck that cares about throwing rocks at creatures. We talked about this on the podcast. But like, she took my turn. She didn't see the line, but I told her afterwards because it would have killed me. I was at 14 life exactly, and you could take someone's turn and be like, okay, I concede. That's against the rules.
That would be really funny.
That'd be really funny, but it's against the rules. But like, she could have like threw 2 chalks at the Sire 7 Deaths, had me pay the ward cost twice, and brought me to exactly 0, which would kill me. Because in order to pay a cost, you need to have exactly that amount. So I was at the exact amount for her to be able to kill me. She didn't see that line, though. She did win that game because
if you have like 6 life and it's a blah blah blah, or pay 7 life, you can't. You're not allowed to pay that.
You're not allowed
to kills you.
Even if it kills you, you're not allowed to.
That's dumb. I should be allowed to do it and die.
You could do it if it's the exact amount. Like there's different you take damage versus like there's cards that say you draw 2 cards, lose 2 life.
I should be allowed to kill myself.
Yeah, but you got to pay a cost for that,
Like $20.
Yeah. Listen, you can still buy a gun, but it's just like you got to have the money first.
To the listeners right now, Aidan is doing nonstop finger guns at the screen.
Yeah. I'm glad it's at the screen and not. No, I was just about to say I was having a thought in your head. We are not
I'm
pro.
Like the baby. I'm like the baby.
I was right. You were going to get canceled during this.
Okay. What did that guy ever do? That again, I'm going to stop talking there.
Yeah.
I know what he did. However, comma, Levitating by Dua Lipa featuring DaBaby. Incredible. That's a piece of art.
Listen, I don't agree, but he made Graduation.
No.
That's what you sound like to me.
Whoa.
That's what you sound like to me. You can excuse his comments.
I think that one's a little bit worse. I'm not excusing shit. I'm just saying the song is good.
Mm-hmm. Dua Lipa.
Also,
I think you should do a leap off a building.
I mean,
great. Now we're both pro your suicide.
Hey.
No.
Chance the Rapper has a song with DaBaby. Hot Shower. Hot damn, hot water, hot shower. Hot Atlanta smoking green cauliflower. You know the one? And DaBaby's on it. It's great.
That sounds like fire. And you know what's also fire?
He's got a line in it saying, I get in fake ID, I'm McLovin' it.
Faded Firepower X red for an enchantment with flash. It enters with X fire counters on it. If a source you control would deal damage to an opponent or a permanent opponent controls, it deals that much damage plus an amount of damage equal to the number of fire counters on this enchantment instead. I love that card.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Why? Any reason why?
It ends games. It's in red, and I have a deck that's red-green enchantments, and it cares about like paying high mana value cards, and being able to just play this card with a bajillion mana. So that way, okay, I'll do this, and then I'm going to play Impact Tremors. I'll play a 1-mana creature. You take 19 damage from this 1 damage that's turned plus 18 counters on it. Like, it's an infinite outlet, infinite mana source that lets you win the game in a lot of easy ways. Because if it's source you control, it doesn't say non-combat, so it just basically says, hey, your team gets plus X. And it has flash, so you can do it on the end of your
I noticed
turn.
that there's a lot of those in here, probably partially because of the earth bending ability, but there's just a lot of the add X. I don't know if that's as uncommon as I might just not have played
X
a lot
pretty
of decks
good
with that.
Well, the thing about X spells in Magic is that, especially in Commander, they're good at scaling. Because you don't want to play like 2-mana 2/2s in Commander too often, unless they have really good abilities. Because it's Commander, where you're supposed to have a lot more mana by turn 2, and you're supposed to have like 8 mana by turn 4 almost. And so you get very outclassed very fast. But with like these X spells, you're able to just dump whatever you have, so that way whatever stage in the game you are, however exponential you are, or how far along you are, you could still play this on curve, and it's still going to be effective.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I'm really happy they included in this?
What?
Just the concept of a trebuchet.
No.
Big trebuchet guy.
Mm-hmm. You know what I really love that could be your commander now in Magic?
What?
The Walls of Ba Sing Se.
No, it can be your commander.
It's a legendary artifact creature wall. For 8 mana, it has Defender. Other permanents you control have Indestructible. And its power is 0, and its toughness is 30.
That? Wait, okay. If it's your commander, but it's colorless, what is the rule on that?
Everything in your deck has to be colorless.
Even lands?
Even lands. We have wastes. Printed in 2016. They're a basic land type that taps for colorless. And before then, you actually had to work for your colorless decks.
Damn.
Like,
I think that I can't wait until somebody builds a deck based off of that.
Yeah, I'll build you that deck if you want.
Look, man.
Next time I visit you, we can play that.
Just for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to get some more friends up here who play. I have a couple of coworkers who do, but I'm not super close with them.
Yeah. Well, when I live my dream of moving up to Rochester, I'll come play with you.
Yeah, many have said that Rochester is the greatest city of all time.
Yeah.
So,
but I've been having a reoccurring like daydream or dream almost where we're at a PowerPoint night at your apartment
in Rochester.
In Rochester. And my PowerPoint is, I moved to Rochester 6 months ago. I've been following you all in disguise.
Andy, I'm not going to lie. If I were ever to find out that you had actually been living in Rochester for months, I would not be surprised.
I know you wouldn't.
Because you would, as much as I'd be like, oh my God, why didn't you say something sooner? Then I'd think and I'd be like, okay, who do I know that loves a bit more than anybody else? You would commit several months of your life to a bit.
Yeah, I'm going to waste my $2,000 that Trump's going to give me on disguises.
You're literally just gonna appear in Rochester one day. It's gonna be like somewhere mundane. You're gonna bump into me at Wegmans.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna be like, wait a minute, Andy, what are you doing here? And then this is how it's all gonna happen. Yeah. So I'm keeping an eye out for you.
I'm gonna be following you in disguise. You will not be able to recognize me.
Oh, I can recognize anybody.
All right, but sometime in the next year, You're suspicious that I'm here.
You might be on my porch.
This is actually pre-recorded. I knew exactly what you're gonna say.
Again, a bit that I am very confident you could pull off.
You are so predictable, Aidan. This is why I am the riddle master and you are my puppet.
Oh, by the way, speaking of game changer, you are slacking in that hot dog eating contest.
I know damn well.
Pick up the pace.
For listeners at home, Aidan and I are in a hot dog eating contest where we have 1 year
with two other people, two
of our dear friends, Lizzie and Anna, and we have 1 year to eat as many hot dogs as possible. I am currently in third. Well,
yes,
Aidan
by,
and Anna
by a wide margin.
By a wide margin. I'm anticipating one day in the future having hot dog day, where I just eat like a bajillion hot dogs.
I honestly, this entire time, I've just been waiting for you to be like, so for context, Anna is at 40, I'm at 39, Andy's at 14, and Lizzie is at 4. I'm waiting for the message that's just like, from Andy, hot dog 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, and 29, and just catching up in a day.
Yeah, that's the... I'll take a picture of myself and I'm going to look like Violet Beauregard in blueberry form. Like, just perfectly round.
Andy be like inflation noises.
Did you ever figure out what my team name is in fantasy football?
I don't think I did. I remember you sent something to me, and now I have realized that I don't think I ever actually figured it out. I'm gonna go check your texts. Hold up. No, I got nothing.
It all rhymes. It's three things that rhyme.
How messed up is it?
Not messed up at all. It's like it's family friendly.
I don't know. I got nothing. Can you give me the player, or is there a player?
It's not no player.
Nah, that's what I was going for. Then never mind.
But this is the my team is the Brunei Sci-Fi Mai Tais. Kenna Cacao means get fucked.
Of course, that was going to be my next guess.
Yeah.
It's for the listeners at home. It is an alien holding a Mai Tai, a Cutwater Mai Tai, in front of the
Brunei
flag.
And the Brunei flag is also holding Mai Tais.
Holding Mai Tais.
Yeah. I'm currently 7-2 in fantasy.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I've been winning for a while now. It's just me, Drake May, and the power of friendship,
I mean, that is how Drake May is winning. Yeah. Drake May, by the way, noted greatest quarterback of all time.
Yeah. I also drafted the Rams. Like, I have Kyrie Williams and Puka Nacua, so...
Puka na Poopa.
Poopa na Poopa. But back to Avatar. I want to talk to you about...
Fine.
I want to talk to you about one last thing, because it was my favorite thing about Avatar and the Avatar world building was the animals, because they would just merge two animals together and call it a new
animal. I love how they would do. Yeah, I was going to say I love how they would do that, and it was not a new animal; it was a cat owl or a porcupine.
Yeah, so we got a couple here. I'm going to read some of them. We have the cutest one, the turtle ducks.
I'm also looking these up as you say.
Turtle ducks are just adorable. They're just ducks with turtle shells. 0/4
obviously
for 1 mana. Until end of turn, this creature has 3 mana. Until end of turn, this creature has base power 4 and gains trample.
Wow.
Saber-tooth moose lion.
Of course.
Which is a 6 mana 7/7. I want the saber-tooth cub, like the one that Sog was like, if you free me, I'll be a vegetarian. Ostrich horses.
Cat owl, of course.
There's cat owl, otter penguin.
Otter penguins.
Otter penguin just tiger dillos.
The lion turtle.
Lion turtle. Mongoose lizard.
I didn't know that existed. The mongoose. Oh, the platypus bear.
That's what they were riding. I think that's what Azula and May and Ty Lee were riding when they were chasing Aang.
That makes sense then. Yeah. Never mind. I take it back.
Yeah. It wasn't very clear in the show. Porcupine.
I love that. It's the most creative one that they did.
Yeah. I don't know. Wolf bat is creative.
Hey, shut up.
Or get this, a raven eagle.
Yeah, that one's kind of boring.
Yeah. Cool in theory. Cool art. Very cool card.
Fancy footwork. I love those animals.
Ooh. Hog monkey.
Hog
Aidan,
monkey.
you want my? Hey,
That
do you
was
want
my
to trade
nickname
hog
in high
monkeys?
school.
We can trade
Hey,
hog
yo.
monkeys. Yeah.
Whoa, hey, whoa, hey.
I love how
hey.
I like how hog monkey is the only card in this set that have the keyword exhaust.
Why?
Listen. Sometimes when you're monkeying around with your hog, you get exhausted. I'm sure you know that. We've all been in middle school.
Exhaust 5. Put 2/1/1 counters on this creature. That seems like. Oh, wait, no, they stay, I guess.
Yeah. They stay, and you can give it, like, lifelink.
I guess.
Buzzard wasp colony. Those things freaked me out when I was a kid.
The buzzard wasps.
The buzzard wasps that are in, like, the middle of the desert.
I vaguely remember them. I don't know if I could put the episode in my into
it's the one where
detail,
they're
but
wandering through the desert and then they find a buzzard wasp colony. It's after Appa gets kidnapped.
wow.
And like they're just going through. But
Rest in
like,
peace, Appa.
yeah, that's the same. It's the cactus juice episode. It's the quenchiest, but going through Avatar is always just very fun because it's combining Avatar and Magic is like when Jimmy Neutron and Timmy Turner would join up together on Nickelodeon.
It is honestly, it does feel very much like a crossover episode. What is this? A crossover episode?
I guess it is, and it works so well. And this is one of my favorite fantasy worlds meeting my favorite fantasy game, and I think it just really nails the head on everything. Like I'm really excited for the set. I'm not a big fan of Universes Beyond becoming very dominant because I would rather. It's kind of like a. What would you rather have? Something cool and new, or something you've been dying for years, but at the cost of something you do not care about at all? That is. That's the question going on with Magic right now, and I think I'm right now in a boat. Look, if I get a set like Avatar regularly, I think I'm in the camp there where I'm like I can take some more of these.
Yeah. Do you think this is ever a set that they would revisit and continue with and do like another set for, or is this going to be a one-time thing?
It's probably going to be a one-time thing. I think I would really love it if they did Korra. And like
I think maybe that's kind of like the logical next step.
Yeah, but we will see where that goes. I'm very excited to go back to Magic pretty soon after this. Like we're going to a Magic world again before we get next year where we have to go to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Star Trek.
Let's fucking go Star Trek.
And Marvel. But
Marvel's like fine.
But you know, we also get The Hobbit next year, and that's basically a Magic set.
That's gonna be cool, actually.
Yeah, I love.
I know nothing about the Hobbit. I watched the second movie, The Desolation of Smaug.
Yeah, yeah, you're not missing out. Well, actually, no, you are.
Yeah, it
was
a pretty bad movie.
It was a bad movie.
It was just Benedict Cumberbatch as a dragon.
Yeah, it's just an episode of BBC Sherlock.
Speaking of Benedict Cumberbatch, Star Trek Into Darkness, great movie. I don't want to hear anything. I don't want to hear anything about how it's a bad movie.
I've never seen that movie. I'm not big into Star Trek, so
yeah, good. Don't. It's terrible.
Gotcha.
Also, on a somewhat similar but very unrelated topic, I'm sorry. I've been rage baiting one of my coworkers and friends named Ethan. He's a huge movies guy. And so anytime he mentions like an important piece of media, I just will be like, no, what is that? I've never heard of it. And somehow he believes me every time. But my newest bit is like half a bit. It's that my all-time favorite movie is 2016 Suicide Squad. because it is a phenomenal piece of cinema and it is better than the remake. But he just, I just, anytime I'm like, yeah, I like movies like Suicide Squad, and he just explodes about it. Anyways, sorry, tangent. Felt
No,
like you'd appreciate that bit.
That's a very good bit.
Thank you.
I'm a fan of it. I listen. People have been rage baiting me recently. Like my one friend Scott. He's frequent guest of the show.
Hello, Scott.
Yeah, hey Scott.
Shout out
to Scott. He keeps threatening to put me into the crystal, and it pisses me off. Like he's like, Andy, you're going to the crystal. Like, no, I'm not going to the crystal. I can't go to the crystal. No.
This
keeps making me angry.
This sounds less like a rage bait and more like you might be getting kidnapped.
No, I'm being put in the crystal, which is not going to happen. Crystal sucks. I'm team not. Don't put Andy in a crystal.
Andy, turn around. The crystal's right behind you.
No. Damn.
Get in the crystal.
I can't believe it. I've been put in the crystal. Now, Aidan, you're gonna have to sign off on this podcast.
What's up, gamers? It's your boy, Mr. Beast, back at it again. I locked your mom in a room with 20 minutes of air, and there's no bit. I'm just gonna film it until she dies.
Can you also say something about liking, commenting, and subscribing?
Yes. Like, comment, subscribe.
We're doing
like, comment.
We're doing a bit where you just do the actual outro of this.
The bit is I am doing the well. Hey, dear listeners, thank you for listening to Andy yap about Magic the Gathering and Avatar, and Aidan occasionally going off on an unrelated tangent and somehow not getting the Aang card when he was asked about it. That dumbass.
You were really hung up on that, huh?
Yeah, that bothered me a lot. He is, as they say, the main character of the show. But thank you for listening. It's been a good time. I've had a blast. I will be listening to this podcast as I totally do every week, and will continue to listen to it. But like, comment, subscribe, get this podcast wherever you get your podcasts, except for Apple Music. We don't go on Apple Music. We can't talk about that again. So if you're on Apple Music, and we'll see you next week, tomorrow. I don't know what weekly schedule.
Next week, yeah,
Monthly?
Once a week. Every Friday at noon.
First guess.
And we close every episode of the ScrubPod podcast, which you totally remembered to say during your spiel.
The ScrubPod podcast, because we are all scrubs, like that Weezer song.
We are like scrubs. We are Zach Braff in a hospital. Here at the ScrubPod podcast, we're all Zach Braff.
We're all that one medical show.
We're one with the Braff, you know?
Aren't they doing a reboot of that?
Yeah.
Sorry.
It was a commercial for State Farm, I think. But
was it literally just for a commercial? Dang.
No, it's also getting a reboot, but like it was during that Super Bowl commercial where they had all the reboots.
I've seen a handful of their like T-Mobile commercials. Is it
all right? We're getting on a tangent in the middle of this outro, so we gotta. We close off the ScrubPod podcast with the same catchphrase every week. Aidan, what is that catchphrase?
This guy killed his dog Bullet, and you can't teach that.
No, it's I love you.
Well, that was going to be what I said next. And you know what? I don't say this enough, Andy, because I do love you. And thank you very much for having me on this podcast, even if I just constantly try and derail the bits.
No, that's what the people want. That's how I get my dinero.
It gets the people going.
It gets the people going. People want to not hear. Listen, turns out my friends don't want. My friends, which are my main viewership, don't want to hear me talk about Magic. They want to hear me talk about bullshit, and so that's what we're here for.
I do like talking bullshit. So you picked the right guy.
Yeah, shooting the shit with you. But thank you so much, Aidan. I love you so much. Thank you for coming on and talking Avatar and Magic the Gathering. Aidan already told y'all to do the like, comment, subscribing. I'm just rehashing that. Remember that I love y'all. Goodbye, everybody.
And do not go onto Apple Music.